Welcome to GrowTech. This is a place where masters gather to transform the ordinary into masterpieces. And this is one of the examples of the masterpieces for me. I'm trying to convert a dry area. This is a very dry area. We normally receive rainfall in very few times in a year. And so I'm focusing on these crops to transform this place to look better, to be productive, and to have the story of how any place can be made productive, how any place can be turned from an ordinary place into a masterpiece. So this is the green comeback farm. It has a long history before it started. I've been passionate about farming. I trained as a farmer, an agricultural extension, and I'm also passionate about teaching. I'm a teacher. And so in my teaching, I bring you to the green comeback farm so that you can learn how to cultivate and build stories of hope with regard to the crops and also our personal growth. Our previous videos were talking about AI, but in this video, we talk about life itself. How we can transform a simple seed to become something that is big, a crop that can be consumed as food and feed the nation. So this episode is focusing on this farm. And so this farm is found in Kinango constituency, which is in Kwale County, and this is Miani village. And so at Green Comeback Farm, we are doing cultivation of many crops. You can see here we have cassava. This is one of the crops that we have, and we also have kales. So these are two crops that are green. And so our story talks about the green comeback. What is it about green? Green is a color that represents life. When you see green, we have hope. When plants are turning from green to yellow or perhaps to brown, it's an indication that the harvesting time is now coming, which means the crop has achieved its objective. But when we see green, we know that there is rain, we know that there's a lot of work that is going on at that place. And so the work that we do is represented by the green color that you're seeing in this crop. So the name Green Comeback, for me, it's a reminder that in everything that we do as human beings, the most critical thing that we can have and we can do for ourselves is to have the comeback. I love comeback stories, and for me, this is a comeback. It's not the first farm I'm having. I've had some farms before. They've failed big time, and I've never given up on that dream. So this is a dream come true for me, and I'm giving my best. The circumstances that exist here is not easy on my end. It's very tough. Even right now, the rains have stopped, which means we are now back into action and looking on how we can irrigate these crops. There are a few things you can see that we've done here. We are doing mulching. We are trying to conserve the little water that is in the soil. And we've also done intercropping to reduce, for me, the space that we work. So we are making work easy so that anyone there that is at home and you have a small piece of land, there is something that you can do in that piece of land. You can cultivate maize and intercrop with kales. You can cultivate tomatoes and intercrop them with another crop. And we can see how we can simply manage them. Weeding is also a very expensive enterprise and also an exercise that can be so hard for anyone. And so we are trying to do also mulching. You can see we have mulches around here. Whatever I'm stepping on are mulches. We have mulched this farm with the maize husks. Where have you gotten these maize? You can look, if you see around, people harvested maize, and after they have harvested their maize, I considered it an asset for me to pick them and to bring them to the Green Comeback Farm. They have minimized for us the amount of work with regard to weeding and also irrigation. So for us, it's an effective way of utilizing resources. And so we are having crops that we've brought in, and also others that we raise on us. We have raised them by ourselves. For example, these cassavas, a friend of mine gave me the cuttings, and so we've cutted. These are cuttings that a friend gave me, and we're able to plant them here. Not for free though, at a small fee that is reasonable that I could manage. And for the kales are raised in this farm. Next episode I shall tell you the types of kales we are having here. But majority of the crops we are having here, we raise them. At that end, if you look at that far end, you can see some shades. So those little shades are nursery. We are bringing up our kales, the second batch, together with managu. You call them, here they call them navu at the coast. When you go towards towards the other side of the country, they call them Watwabara. When you go to Bara, we call them managu. And so we are having managu there, and also the sukuma wikis are coming up, which we shall fill in the spaces that we still have. This is a big space that can accommodate many, and it's not just about this farm. It's a story for this region and this place and this community. So I'm thinking of bringing up those scales so that I can share with the community. I can sell to them, and also I can also give some as my friends who have been buying vegetable here. We've been harvesting this vegetable for some time now, and there's a lot of work now. You cannot leave this space at this time. You can see there's no house around, which means that someone has to be here both day and night to take care of them. Why night? You leave them at night, someone will come and just destroy things. They will come in the morning and find nothing. So you have to take care of it. You have to take care of the farm. The farm is not fenced. And you see, sometimes as farmers, we look at what we have and we say to ourselves, I don't have this, I don't have that, I'm not going to do this. Just like me. There are days when I will tell myself I don't have land, I don't have capital, I don't have everything, but at the end of the day, you realize you're buying things every day. And the question is, can you put that small thing to the future use? So I said, I'm not going to wait until I fence this farm to start this farm. I will dig it, I'll plow it, and if my effort is sufficient enough, God will see it and will protect the farm. But that does not mean that I leave it, because God is going to protect it. God again can say I'm not serious and leave. People will come and take things. So I take care of these crops every day. And we normally say in agriculture that every life of a crop matters. There's no single life of a crop that is not important here. This one kale means a lot. That is why whenever we've planted the crops, we have to ensure that we make a replacement for them. We call it in agriculture gapping. So a lot of gapping has been done here. When you look at this, you realize that there are two here. I need to remove this one. I'll remove it sometime. But you can see they're a little bit closer. It was because of the risks that were happening. I planted many and we lost many. So I was trying to minimize the space so that whichever crop will be lost, I can have sufficient. But they have grown well, and they're feeding as well. However, as a farmer, you have to know that there's a lot that needs to be done, and you have to make preparation for the same. So I made several nurseries. There are two nurseries that have ensured that the crops have filled and packed this farm. So these are the things we do at the Green Comeback Farm. We shall be talking about each crop from nursery to planting to production, and how we do our marketing and sales, and our future plan in this farm. So every crop is going to be a lesson. Every space is going to be very important, and nothing here is for waste. Nothing at all. Has no work. So I welcome you to Green Comeback Farm. Continue viewing. I want to thank you all for subscribing, for taking your time to view these videos, and for liking them and for commenting. I don't know what you've seen that you'd like to talk about. Please tell me your thoughts in the comment section so that I can know exactly what my dear friends want me to talk about and their feelings and thoughts about what is happening at the Green Comeback Farm. So until next time, take care of yourself and be blessed.